But before we get to it, let's hear from the industry giant itself. And these are words coming in from the top management of HUL. Q-commerce will increase the market size and it is helping to premiumize. Now, that is the view coming in from Hindustan Unilever's MD and CEO, Rohit Jawa. In an exclusive conversation with Shireen, he spoke about how budget measures and the RBI rate cut will create stimulus for better consumption. Take a look.
We're here talking about quick commerce and, what a story that's turned out to be, especially in the last 2 years. People had written it off and with good reason, because perhaps, in 2015, when it first emerged, there were many things that were not in place, including the digital ecosystem, microtransactions and so on and so forth. Why do you believe quick commerce is the success that it is today in India? What do you attribute the success of quick commerce to? And secondly, it's not just about 10-minute delivery. It has changed the consumer expectation across a whole host of sectors. Now, today, people want 10-minute banking, people want 10-minute food delivery, people want 10-minute, e-commerce. Everything is being measured from a lens of quick fulfillment. What kind of pressure does that put on someone like you?
It's an opportunity, first of all, not a pressure, because I think so few things that we see across markets that consumers, all of us as shoppers, will start to buy from different formats. We'll start in kirana stores, in supermarkets, and then e-commerce and different kinds of e-commerce sites and stores, brand stores. So omni-channel behavior is increasing in India, and it's happened across the world. People buy from 6-7 channels. I mean, you'd probably, even if you're looking at something, you'd probably surf somewhere else and eventually buy somewhere else. So I think the trend of omni-channel behavior is not uncommon, and it's here to stay. Therefore, we as a company got to serve our consumers and shopping missions wherever they are. Yeah. And what quick commerce has done really is in certainly the very large cities where density is high, where actually shoppers were already calling and getting things done, delivered on phone or WhatsApp. It was an existing behavior, and therefore it wasn't that difficult. It's hard to get around the city in terms of navigation and traffic and so on and so forth, parking. So what really quick commerce has found is it's found a shopper need. It's found a consumer gap. It's filled it. They've been able to do that at economic levels. So they've been able to create unique economics, and that requires technology. Yeah. And I think the tech now is really a big driver. I've been to dark stores of one of the platforms not very far from our office, and you can see the level of tech that's involved in efficiency of even a few milliseconds, the number of steps taken to pick something up, and all of that couldn't have happened.
Has it surprised you? Has it inspired you? Both?
No, we are very inspired, and we want to work. We are working with all of the big platforms, and 2 of our judges are from 2 of those big platforms here, and we're very honored to have them. They're our customer partners. We are all in. We're making sure that we serve this mission. We have a segregated portfolio. 80% of what we mostly sell in quick commerce is quite differentiated from kirana stores. So it's a different shopping mission that we're serving. It's more convenience, and it's really that. It's basically convenience.
But is it expanding the consumer base, or is it just changing consumption patterns?
I think it's it's feeding a shopping mission of I want it here, I want it now. And it does therefore removes the barrier to consumption. So therefore it will increase the market size, because you can get if something you need it. And I think it's also helping premiumize. It's largely a bigger urban metro phenomenon at this point. But I think the quick commerce platforms themselves are evolving their portfolio. We are going to be a very important part of their growth journey, because we create baskets. We can put in Dan, our head of our home care business, right here. If he brings in, I was being told by one of the platforms that there's not enough laundry as yet in their baskets. So the more we build the market, we'll upgrade the market. So as a whole, everybody will gain. I mean, it's not a zero-sum game. Yeah. But we've also got to make sure that we differentiate assortment and promotions to make sure that there's separation between a kirana store shopping mission and a quick commerce shopping mission.
So over the next few years, 5 years is a long time in the world that we live in. So let me ask you much more near or medium term. How much do you see the mix changing, sales being driven via both e-commerce as well as quick commerce for you?
We have given a number that it's high single digits for us and growing fast. And we do expect, general trade or traditional trade to remain heart of our business, because it's very large. It's 70-odd%. So it'll always remain a very important part, and our business system will largely be anchored around, distributive, inclusive, and a Kirana-centric model. But there would be, of course, a high share of e-commerce of different kinds, whether it's beauty.com or it's grocery.com or quick.com or even marketplace. There are different models that are emerging. And modern trade, of course, or supermarkets, modern retail is also growing. And all of this is now going to sort of lower tier cities. And we have many, many years of growth. While the share of retail, Kirana or general trade will come down, but we'll be on a much bigger cake. The pie is expanding as well. So I think there's a lot of opportunity at this stage rather than any threats at this point in India.
Speaking of opportunities and speaking of the market as well, Rohit, we've seen several changes happen over the last few months. We've got the budget delivering an income tax cut for the middle class, much needed. We've also had the RBI bringing down the interest rates. Do you believe that all of this is now going to provide the fillip that's been needed? Everyone's talking about the need for a consumption boost. Both the government and the RBI have done their bit. Do you expect things to take off? Are you starting to see any visible indication of that yet?
Yeah, the answer is yes, I do. I think the shift in the financial strategy started to shift towards more consumption from this budget and even the last one budget that came a few months back. I think all of these moves are quite material because we're talking of 30 basis points, around 30 basis points of impact of GDP. It's a large sum of money. It's definitely going to create stimulus for consumption. Importantly, I think maybe what's also helpful right now is that the rural economy is stronger. After many years of inflation and monsoon issues, I think this year the reservoirs are full, the agri-production is good, rainfall has been above average, and we can start to see already the signals of more stronger rural growths than we did in the years before. And I think the urban consumption crunch that we've seen the last few quarters might take a few more months or quarters to wane away, but that should normalize because it was on a high base. So I do think that given that the macro factors are turning in the favor of consumption, the institutional policies are beginning to bias that, and that some of the things that we can't control, such as weather, has also turned in our favor. And India will always remain a very underpenetrated, big headspace of consumption. Though I do think that as we go in the quarters going forward, the consumption economy, or economy driven by consumption, is definitely going to look better. How long it takes, I can't say. I'm not a soothsayer, but I'm optimistic, and I think that all the signals are positive at this point.
But it's still perhaps a quarter or two away.
We are not waiting for that, so we are already doing what we can do, which is go where the growth is and control what we can control. So we already have a deep rural infrastructure. We get to a very large number of outlets in the country, almost 70% directly weighted value distribution. So we intend to go deeper and also invest more. And we already have brands for rural markets that are absolutely have a great product fit. We are also relaunching some of our strong powerhouses like Lifebuoy and Glow & Lovely, some of our brands like Clinic Plus, Sunsilk, they're already quite strong. So yeah, I think we are not waiting, we are already investing to basically be ahead of the curve as things have started to sort of turn.
All right, there you have it. A very, very confident-sounding Rohit Jawa saying that macro factors have turned in favor of consumption, and he's extremely bullish on the quick commerce channel as well as part of the overall distribution strategy.